And we're back. It's the Information Week News Desk. We are at Interop, and I'm Sarah Peters. My next guest is speaking tomorrow on developing talent versus hiring expertise. She is founder of Women in Linux, Tameka Reed. Tameka, thank you for stopping by.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure. First question, we come across this problem in IT in particular aspects of IT,
Correct.
where we have skills shortages.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a problem of us just not having enough people who are interested in the field, or is it a problem of us just not presenting our fields in a way that that interests enough people?
I think it's a twofold answer, right?
Okay.
I think is the presentation of how the information is being presented to our target audience. We're pushing, hey, let's code, when like that's the only way to get in tech, when it's not. I started out with doing Cisco networking. There is still security. There's still other avenues of tech that we just don't talk about, and that's not presented. Like when was the last time you heard someone push someone being a distributed computer or a high performance computing admin or into networking? That's just something that's not talked about, but that's an opportunity there. That's so from the college level all the way up to the DOJ, all the way up to DOD. That's an opportunity. We just don't never talk about it. And as far as how people are receiving that information, well, that information is not even being put out there, so they're most definitely not receiving it. But the other aspect of that is we're also not presenting the information at a lower level. And when I say a lower level, at a community college level, even at a high school level, like we're pushing, hey, go to college, but then when you get out, you're in debt. Or if you go to a boot camp, you're in debt, right? So how do we combat that ongoing problem? So it's a twofold issue. It's at an educational level in terms of high school and colleges, but it's also at a level of where we're pushing our talent, away. Most cities can't keep their own talent. Houston is one. Shout out to Blacks in Technologies, but Houston is one of them. Another one is area that I hold dear is Atlanta. I like one of their initiatives that they did with some of the community colleges combined with the insurance companies. And what they're doing is they're building the community colleges into, I guess you could say they're learning big data. And so there's been a big push of that, So like, what if I don't want to go to a 4-year college? Or what if I can't afford a 4-year college? But I go to a 2-year college and I want to learn tech, but when I get out, I can't go get a job. So we have to change
What we're asking for.
What we're asking for,
place.
and change what we're presenting.
That kind of seems to start from. It starts from the very beginning, but even when a person is applying for a job, for example, in security, they'll be asking for somebody with a certification, and that requires 5 years of experience before a person even has 5 years of experience.
Right.
So they're asking for things that are kind of impossible in the first place. And as you're saying also, they seem to be looking for people only from a very, very small segment, as opposed to opening up to community colleges and opening up to people who aren't coming right out of MIT.
Right.
So how do we change that?
So we change that so what I do in Women in Linux is I try to give you a 360 view of tech.
Okay.
So in that 360 view, it may be, hey, this is the route for security. Like right now, a lot of people are security engineers, but in the fact that they're security engineers, they are just learning like how to push paper. They're not really learning the technical side. So a lot of people who are in that field are getting pushed out because now they need technical people. So how do they get their skills? Education and retraining at the jobs. The $5,000 doesn't work anymore.
Right. No. Well, the problem of training, I think, comes up a lot too, right? Because they want you to come in with these skills already, but I talk to organizations that will not train their
Exactly.
employees because they're afraid that they're going to go to somebody else
Right.
who treats them better,
Right.
like they're an abusive boyfriend or something.
It's a tunnel vision, right? It is an abusive relationship, right? You know, I'm a feed you just enough so you don't die,
Right.
right? I mean, that's really what it is, right?
Yeah.
You know, but at that same token, you have to be, you know, aware of that. I am getting abused, right? You know, and step outside of your lane.
Lastly, I know that diversity initiatives are important to you and should be important to all of us. And it seems like so many of them are cursory and kind of a joke and aren't really pushing the needle in a lot of places. What have you seen that is working and what just isn't working?
What I know works is how you present information. So attending meetups is one thing, but what if your meetups are recorded? What if people can attend them virtually? San Francisco, OpenStack has one of the biggest meetups. They record their meetups. You can go back and watch them online. You can attend them virtually. You can ask questions live. That's important because if I have a student who's sitting in Zimbabwe, which we do have students that sit in Africa, and they can't attend a meetup that's sitting in New York, but they want that information, right? How do they get that information? Do they have to study on their own and be the champion? No. The whole point of having a community is to build a community so you have resources, right? So I believe in having things that are recorded. I think more conferences should do live streams. I think we should get out the information more if we want to see diverse talent. You can't do something one way and then expect it to be diverse. Right?
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Improving access to this information is a big first step.
Right.
Thank you so much for stopping
No problem.
by. It has been a pleasure. Tameka Reed, don't you move, because there's more News Desk right after this.